Okay, good morning. Today is December 23rd. You know, it is Tuesday and it is 10 a.m. Um, can you believe it, guys? Christmas is in 3 days. Well, 2 days, I guess. Anyway, so the follow up from last week's journal. Today, uh, where should I start? Oh, work. Work is work. Task. They keep on sending me to different places and I just keep on doing my job. That's all there is to it. I don't think, like I've said, I don't think I'm gonna last so long in the job. Not because of the work. The work is fine. It's just work. It's the people you have to deal with, and always trying to be you're trying to be respectful, and you're trying to actually you know fit in, right? So you try to make a lot of accommodations, right? And you try to be very uh you know just I guess work, like professional and everything like that, right? But you try to accommodate for other people, and still, I don't think that I'm a good fit for this particular group or this the store that they're sending me to or whatever. I don't know. Like I do my job, I do my work, I do everything that I need to do, but it seems that I don't know that I'm just not fitting in. Maybe I'm just not a good fit for that type of role, which I don't understand. Customers, whenever they talk to me, I don't think I've ever gotten a bad interaction, right? It's the actual people that are working there, which is kind of sad. I just don't understand why the world is so polarized, and why you have to be 100% with someone's kind of like ideals or whatever to fit in. Either way, it is what it is. I'm still gonna be respectful. I'm still gonna be uh, do my work, and that's it. Anyway, let's move on to better things. Novel work. I finished the first kind of like the first rough draft for the lizard dude that I was working with, and pretty much everything is like the whole flow is fleshed out very roughly. Once I go back and refine it, I should be able to make it much better. Right now, there is no rhyming or anything like that. There is nothing super poetic in or anything like that. But I'm planning to keep all of the rough drafts. Like this is draft one. I'm gonna keep that separate doc, and then I'm gonna start working on draft two. Kind of copy and paste over the things and just change them in the next draft. Well, not copy and paste. I guess I could just make a copy of a name or something else. Whatever. Um, I'm currently working on the third character. The bird dude or full avian. I don't know if it's just gonna be a humanoid or not. Um, I'm actually going through it. I'm fleshing out his story, and how the flow is going, and through writing through him, I have fleshed out the islands even more. Right before they were just kind of like floating islands, which is cool and all, but then I've decided I'm like, why not make them like orbiting bodies or celestial kind of things, right? Where you can think about, for example, the moon, right? It orbits, it's gonna oscillate, it's gonna move around. But now you have a bunch of different islands that they're all moving, they are changing. It's even how the planet, even the tectonic plates shift. But now you're talking about islands that are floating in the sky. They're their own objects, so they each pull into each other. They have different elements, right? Some of them might be ice, like an ice tundra. Some of them might be like a Sahara, right? Volcanoes, storms, and all of that. Kind of like One Piece, right? If you look at One Piece, if you ever watch One Piece, one of my favorite shows. I've read the books, the whole manga like 2 3 times now. Watched the show a lot of times. Anyway, one of my favorite things. So it's kind of like that, right? Kind of like One Piece, except that each island is their own thing, right? They're all different elements, different things. And if I wanted to, I could flesh out more. I don't want to focus too much on it, so I want to keep it a short story, but I could always expand on it if I wanted to. Anyway, you have different islands that they move, they fluctuate, they change. You have the different families. Different that they will try to lay claim to different islands. There's different islands that they'll use as trials, for their people, right? Different trials. Some of them might be combat. Some of them might be different oriented, depending on what the family or what the participant in the trial, the child, the prodigy, whatever, the promising youth, whatever, or maybe there's gonna be different trials, different levels, different everything, and it's like a proving grounds kind of deal. And the main character, like I said, uh, he's gonna be he's all about freedom, right? He's all about living life to the fullest, and for him, his trials are gonna be based on agility, speed, exploration, traversal, kind of stuff like that. But like I said, that's not the biggest point, but it does add more details to it. It's gonna flesh it out more. And now that I have these islands, I can go ahead and start really playing with a lot of ideas, on what I can actually do with them. And I don't need to go too much into it, which I'm not. I'm just gonna kind of like give a hint, or whatever, for this book. But at the same time, it's the writing process in itself. It's very very additive, right? Like it sums up on itself, right? Compounds. And you're working through it and you're learning something, and it's slowly, as you're fleshing something out, something else comes up, and then you're like, oh, I can play with this, I can do this, and I can do this, and I can do this. And I'm enjoying it a lot. um, but yeah, that's my update on that. The game dev update, I have moved in the animations, the animation sprite into the game, and I have added the animation player, and put the different animations, and I played them. They play, but right now I'm running into a bug where I don't know if it's my sprite sheet, the size of it. I don't know if it's something else that I have, a setting that I have on. I need to figure it out. Basically, the actual sprites, I don't know if they're super tiny. You can't really tell what they're doing, or if it's being rendered wrong, or what's going on with it. But anyway, you can tell what the animation is supposed to be. You can kind of get an idea of what it is, but you can't really. It is not well defined. Like I said, maybe it is the size of the sprite or something that I need to tinker with. But once I figure it out, it should be fine. Even the actual attack animations play, right? I don't have the actual logic for the interaction yet, but now that I have the animation player, I can just put a function call on the actual player itself that goes into the object collision, right? Check to see that the bodies, the areas of the bodies are actually touching. If they are, then apply damage to the enemy. Or right now, for right now, I'm gonna just kill them, take them off the map. Anyway, that's awesome. So that's being progress. Like I said, it's fun. It's a good learning experience, and it's creative. So it's a good way for me to spend my time. Other than that, 2666, I've made it to, I don't even know what page I'm on. Give me a sec. It's not that far. It's only 175. Like, I want to read more, but sometimes you get off of work, and it sucks, but you'll be burnt out, and then you've already like I said, recently I've been going into work. For example, let's say yesterday and the day before that, I went into work around 4 in the morning, right? And I left at 4 p.m., 4 something p.m. It is the Christmas season, so there's a lot more work, which is fine, right? I'm gonna get a lot more overtime, but as you can see, that's a good chunk of time. So I get home, I try to do the novel, right? Well, I have to eat first of all. I get home, and I'm gonna get home. It's gonna be sometimes 4:30. Yesterday I got home close to 5, so close to 5, eat, then do some of the novel work if if you're gonna do that, and then you gotta start considering, right? Like, what do you want to cut off? What do you want to do? What can you, whatever, right? To kind of like juggle time. You still gotta do chores. You still gotta do other stuff. So, it is what it is. So the novels, since it's more of a fun kind of thing, right, and something that that I enjoy doing, but it's kind of push it back just a bit. And hopefully today I'm gonna read a lot. We'll see. But it's good. I finished the first part, and it's actually starting to build up. It has some twist on it at the end that I'm like, damn, dude, how you gonna let that guy just come on in and steal your girl? Either way, it was funny. Um, other than that, it's I got some stuff I need to do. Today I'm gonna go get my final payment due on the money that I need to pay off, right, on the thing that I'm paying off. Um, like I said, right, the girl that I'm interested in, she works there. Hopefully she's there today. If she's not, then it might just not be. I'm not meant to be. I mean, I've gone there like 4 times, 5 times, trying to see if I find her, and I can't find her. So I'm assuming that either one, she might not work there anymore. Two, she just, it just not meant to be or something. You can't keep on, just clinging onto something like that. Anyway, so just gonna continue to see. Hopefully she's there. If not, it is what it is. Continue. The cold approaching. Try not to look like a creep doing it, but you'll see. We'll see. Eventually, you'll land one or something, right? Um. Okay. What else? Dude, my eye. What the heck? Okay. Okay. Whatever. Anyway, um. Other than that, I need to find time for different things. Like I need to power wash and deep clean my shower. So either that's gonna be I don't know if it's gonna be today, maybe tomorrow, or I have 3 days off today because my two no regular days and then Christmas, they all align. So I have 3 days off. So I'll find some time. Other than that, it's I don't know, just a lot of more novel work. Reading, game development, buying stuff, checking on stuff, doing chores. You know how I be. But that's pretty much it. Other than that, like, I want to show you guys this. Give me a sec. It's funny. Well, I guess it might be me from the future. I don't know. It's funny, right? So, I bought this this jacket, right? A while back, and I bought it online, right? So I bought this online. So I watched the video on how it was supposed to fit, and the guy was all like, "Oh, I'm 5'7", I'm 160, 70 something pounds or something," and he's all like, "This is a large. The large fits me very well." And it's baggy. I like the way it feels, but for when I'm working or when I'm doing stuff like that, it gets really hot, which it's fine but if you're working outside, it's gonna be perfect. But also because it's so baggy, it gets on the way, right? You're trying to fix something, trying to move something around, it gets in the way. But I can see how working outside or whatever, it will work. But it's so baggy. I look like a what's it called, early 2000s rapper, 90s. Anyway, that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm finally gonna be done with that amount of money that I need to pay off. I'm gonna be fully free from that, and then everything else is just like working. Like I've been saying, I want to do woodworking, and now that I get this paid off, I'm gonna start looking into buying the tools. Right, I have some tools, but I want to buy hand tools. I want to buy the varnishes, the stains, the pretty much everything that I'm gonna need to start working on it. It's something that I've always been wanting to do. I actually want to get a CNC machine, but they're expensive. Most of them. I see that there's some that that are less expensive that you can buy, but there's still couple. Some of them are a couple grand. And it's gonna be like it's like I know that there's a lot of people out there just relative. Some people be like, man, a couple $1,000s, that's just the drop in the bucket. That's cool, but for me, I'm gonna have to go ahead and see. It is a decision to see how I'm gonna get it, so I'm gonna just work my way up, buy good quality, affordable tools at first. Start doing my projects, selling them, right? Try to make some profit from it. Not it don't need to be a huge amount. Just it's mostly for learning experience and to fund the hobby, whatever you want to call it. But it is something I'm gonna do, and yeah. Other than that, that's pretty much it. It's like I'm still going through it. I'm still moving forward, and I'm slowly learning more and more. And honestly, it's like I feel like no matter what gets thrown at me, I'll figure something out. So yeah, life is good. Things are good. Merry Christmas, right? you know, if you celebrate Christmas. I know a lot of people, they don't celebrate it anymore, but Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. If you are Mexican, you know, the Tres Reyes, well, you know, the Tres Reyes Day is coming up as well. So, you know, that for you. Also, you know, well, I don't know, when is New Year's? I think New Year's is going to be next week. So I guess, you know, I'll talk about that then. All right. Catching up, and, you know, I'll do the next journal next week later.